Okay, so let's take some inventory. We got F down, we got L down, we got I down. Now we get to move on to what? We get to move on to P, don't we? Yes, we do. So what does P stand for? FLIP. We find the frustration, we look for and locate what's awesome, we initiate gratitude, and then what? Now we do something that we call power up with Gratifuel. You might have noticed something different about my appearance because I got the hat on. You see what that says? Hashtag Gratifuel. Notice on the slide, hashtag Gratifuel. Here's going to be my encouragement for you. If you ever post anything about gratitude, about flipping the gratitude switch, about how gratitude has changed you, as how it's fueled you, I want you to use the hashtag Gratifuel, because here's the reason why. It's a made-up word, and since it's a made-up word, that means that the only people that use it are people that know about flipping the gratitude switch and are people that know about what Gratifuel is. So why do I call it powering up with Gratifuel? Now, my good friend Gary Norris, this one day I was doing this lecture on gratitude, and I kept saying that I think that gratitude fuels life, that gratitude fuels success, that gratitude fuels good relationships, that gratitude fuels business. And he said, stop saying that gratitude fuels things and just make up a word. Call it Gratifuel, because it kind of sounds like gratitude, but it's fuel, Gratifuel. And I've stuck with that, and I got a hat made out of it, and I have hashtags all over Facebook, all over Twitter, all over social media. If you were to go onto any social media site or Google right now and Google or go onto Facebook and do hashtag Gratifuel, guess what you'd find? You would only find stuff that from this community, from a community that understands what it means to flip the gratitude switch. So let me explain what Gratifuel is and how you power up with it. Now I want you to consider this question. If I gave you the most, actually pause, cancel, delete. Let me put it this way. What if you worked for months, maybe years, to save up money to buy your dream car? I'm talking about the nicest car you could imagine. Let's call it a $250,000 automobile. Maybe it's a McLaren. I don't care what it is. What if you'd saved this money to get a $250,000 car? It was completely custom. Everything was to your specifications, the way you liked it, the interior, all custom, everything custom on this car. And it should take you from 0 to 200 miles an hour in 10 seconds or less. Would that be awesome? And what if you saved up all this money and you went to go get this car and you finally get it? You give the money over to whoever built it for you and they give you the keys. You look at those keys and you go, hoo, hoo, hoo. You look at your car, you get in, you stick your key in the ignition and you turn it, ready to hear that puppy purr, and it goes, and you go, whoa, I just paid $250,000 and now I can't use the car. What would be the one thing that was missing? Fuel. See, would it be worth all of that to build that beautiful car with the specific purpose of taking you from 0 to really, really fast in a short amount of time if you had no fuel? I mean, what's a gallon of gas? $2, $3, sometimes $4? And you would just need a couple of those to watch this puppy go? What if you didn't have it? We have these amazing things called devices, right? These cell phones and iPhones and stuff like that. They're like little mini handheld computers and they do all this amazing stuff. You could browse the internet. You could contact family. You could do a FaceTime chat. You could get on Skype. You could post on social media, connect with anybody. You could broadcast something out to the entire universe and be made famous overnight. All from this device that you can hold in your hand. It opens up the world to you. It allows you to pay for things. It allows you to make hotel reservations, make flight reservations. You could get from one side of the world to the other thanks to this little handheld device. In theory, right now, what if you got this device that had all that capability and all that opportunity, but you never had a power cord for it? What good is the device? Just like what good is the car if it doesn't have gas? See, if you don't have the fuel, which for the device could be the power, for the car is the actual fuel. If you don't have that fuel, where are you going to go? Did you know that your life is like the McLaren, is like an iPhone? Your life has the ability to be filled with awesome stuff. But if you don't have fuel in you to get you from point A to point B, and point A to point B in life could simply be challenge to success. It could be challenge to less of a challenge, right? It could be from success to success. It could be whatever you want it to be. It could be from being a no-name to becoming a worldwide international best-selling author. It could, whatever it is, to get from point A to point B, you got to have fuel in your tank. Just like you need fuel in the car tank, just like you need charge in the phone battery. So how do you fuel up? Yeah, we could talk about food and calories and we could talk about the science, but I want to talk about what actually fuels your ability to experience happiness, to experience joy, to have fulfillment. What is it? I think it's gratitude, because I think that gratitude can fuel life. See, what happens is when you find the frustration, you go, hey, frustration, and then you look for what's awesome, and you go, oh, wow, that's a really awesome thing, and then you initiate and choose to activate and experience gratitude. Remember, I told you in the last video, your body shifts, your body changes. Your body is actually flooded with this thing called dopamine, which is a chemical, and it's a reward chemical, and your body can actually become addicted to it. In fact, when your Facebook status goes off, and you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is you go, oh, I got to check my phone and see if anybody liked my stuff that I posted last night. That is actually, you get a shot of dopamine every time you do that, and you see how many likes you got. And that's why Facebook or cell phones or things like that kind of feedback can become addicting. It can also actually really affect people in a negative way. You could become addicted to drugs, which may also release dopamine, and you could become addicted and you're always looking for that high and looking for that hit, right? Well, what if your body could get addicted to that kind of dopamine through gratitude? Because then think about what would happen. You would experience and activate gratitude. Your body would fill with dopamine, and guess what it would do? It would cause you to go, woo! You surge, you move forward, you feel better. There's a spring in your step. You're on to the next awesome thing that you're going to do and accomplish. And over time, that will diminish. It will get you from point A to B. But how do you get from point B to C? See, this is where, once again, the next frustration that shows up. You find and isolate the frustration. You locate what's awesome. You look for what's awesome inside the frustration. You initiate and choose to experience and feel gratitude, and it will again flood your body with dopamine, that chemical, and it will power you through and power you forward because you powered up with gratitude. Gratitude can fuel you. Gratitude can fuel life. So there I am. I'm at the McDonald's window, right? The guy hands me the Coke. Our hands crush the Coke. I become the Incredible Hulk. The Coke goes everywhere. I spill it all over my lap and all over my seat. And I go, oh, frustrated. And I go, hey, frustration, high five. Whoopsh. I know you're here and I'm here, which means I get to do some work on you. So now I got to look for what's awesome. And what's awesome? Oh, I have the drive-through and I have the car and I'm going on the plane, all of that stuff, right? Everything is awesome. I go through that process and then I find those things. And now that I found them, I looked for what was awesome. I just get to choose to experience gratitude. I initiate and activate gratitude. And what happens is the minute that I do that, my body powers up with gratitude and it gets me to the next time I get the next frustration that shows up. But it doesn't matter when the next frustration comes because I know what to do. I find the frustration, I look for what's awesome, I initiate gratitude, and it powers me up with gratitude, and that carries me until the next frustration. And then again, when the next frustration happens, because it inevitably will, guess what I do? I find the frustration, I locate and look for what's awesome, I initiate and activate gratitude, and it powers me up again with gratitude, and I move forward. You see, friends, this is the beauty of flipping the gratitude switch. It is just like that switch, that boop, that little thing you do on the wall that illuminates life and illuminates life's challenges, makes that which was beautiful more beautiful. It all comes together and it's all done inside of a few seconds, inside of FLIP. Find the frustration, locate and look for what's awesome, initiate gratitude, and it powers you up with gratitude, and that gets you to the next frustration, and then you flip again. And then the next time a frustration comes up, the instant that it does, you get to say, hey, frustration, awesome. You flip the gratitude switch again and again and again, and here's what's awesome. If you will flip the gratitude switch once a day, I'm going to show you a little bit later, that I can scientifically prove that your happiness levels will increase, guaranteed. But what if you didn't just flip the gratitude switch once a day? What if you flipped it twice? What if you flipped it 3 times? What if you flipped it every single time a frustration came up? You would literally never, ever, ever have a bad day again, no matter what. I promised you I'd give you the formula to never having a bad day again. There it is, FLIP, flip the gratitude switch. Find the frustration, look for what's awesome, initiate gratitude, let it power you up with Gratifuel. That's it. FLIP. So, here's your homework. I want you to go back to that list. Look at those frustrations. You've already written something about them that was awesome, and then you chose to sit there and experience and initiate gratitude. I want you to think about now, how did it make you feel once you initiated gratitude? And after you went through that exercise, between that segment and this segment, when you initiated gratitude, did it make you feel different, and did you take a different action as a result of having gone through the process of feeling that gratitude? See if you can remember. Write down what has changed in your life, even if it was only one time since you started to learn these principles. Write down what has changed in your life, because my friends, here's what I can tell you. If you flip the gratitude switch anytime a frustration comes up, you do that enough, you never have a bad day again. If you have a bunch of good days, it turns into lots of good weeks. If you have a lot of good weeks, it turns into lots of good months. If you have enough good months, it turns into good years. And if you have enough good years, it turns into a lifetime. Flipping the gratitude switch can change the entire trajectory of your life in an instant with a little flip. How cool is that? So now you know what it means to flip the gratitude switch. On the next segment, we're going to be talking about what are the results when you do. And later, we're going to be talking about how gratitude becomes the largest driver of success in the 5 ways that happens. So now that you know what it is, let's talk about how to put it to use.